Hi, I'm Logan Hickey.
And I'm Robertson Wickens, also known as the boy who lived, also known as the shit that just won't quit.
Why? If it doesn't quit, you should see a doctor.
No, I'm saying I'm a shit and I won't quit.
Oh, good. Your shit?
No, I drink enough coffee and stuff like that it's not. I eat my fiber.
Oh, that's good. And this is the podcast where we talk about totally random shit, and we hope that you listen to us, called Quick Call an Adult.
Yes, where you send in questions and we give you the answers that
You
you
probably
don't
weren't
necessarily.
looking for.
Yeah. But that's why you send them to us to get those answers. Keep you guessing. Keep life interesting.
We keep you on your toes.
Yes.
Well, I believe this week, because I think in Bonus Taco, I think you, no, I started in Bonus Taco.
Yes, you started.
Yes, and then there was a whole section I had to trim because Robertson talked forever while I got food, so it was
Yeah.
good.
Okay, in my defense, you were like, I'm gonna go get my Uber Eats. You can either sit in silence or try to talk the whole way through. And I took that as a challenge and I did talk the whole way through, and I'm very proud of myself.
If there's one thing that we can do, it is talk.
It is stall like nobody's business.
Exactly. Well,
So look at that, segueing at the same time.
woo,
So question numero one. Uh, what did you want to be when you grew up?
marine biologist. I
Ooh,
always love the ocean, though the deep, 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 deep ocean is kind of scary. Like, I don't have thalassophobia, which is
I do.
fear of the deep, dark, spooky things we can't see under the water. But
I do.
I do find it, ew, that sucks.
Yep.
I do find it very odd and slightly scary um, that we know more about outer space than we know what's below the waves, which is seems counterintuitive to me because the oceans are some of the largest, like, I think they are the largest carbon sinks on the planet. So you would think that we should study it a little bit more thoroughly to figure out how the heck to do things. And I also really just want there to be like a kraken, like an actual kraken or something deep, deep, deep underwater that we don't know about. I think that would be
Oh,
funny
probably.
and scary at the same time.
That it's one of the things that annoys me most about this world is that I will never know what's down there. Like, think of how many years humans have existed and how little we've figured out. Like, there's no possible way, unless like Jimmy Neutron or sorry, Elon Musk figures out a way to explore the deep oceans. We're like, I don't know. It's just if I want to know and I never will, and it keeps me up at night.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Yeah, but when I was a little toddler running around screaming at the top of my lungs before I became an adult toddler running around screaming at the top of my lungs, uh, I had phases. So like, sorry, I just ate a granola bar and it's tickling my tonsils. But I wanted to be a superhero so badly to the point I like. I will admit there were times where I would look around, make sure no one was home. I would turn on Dragon Ball Z and I would scream with them. Like I wanted to be a superhero so badly.
Wow, you really
And,
wanted to be a superhero then.
yeah. Okay. If anyone says that they're a fan of Dragon Ball Z and didn't try screaming when no one was home to see if they'd go Super Saiyan, they are freaking lying. We
That's
have
very
all
true.
tried.
Very
Um,
true.
but then, yeah, and then I was inspired by Steve Irwin because we would always watch Crocodile Hunter growing up. So I wanted to do something with aminals. And then because I've got a bunch of family, like I was saying prior, and I think we already touched on it. It kind of, as I grew older, I moved towards wanting to do something perhaps in the military or something like that. And then at the ripe age of around 16, I started doing dance and parkour. And I thought, this is pretty cool. And throughout my whole this is a long answer for a very simple question. I'd always wanted to be an actor, but I never thought it was something I could do with my life. And then I found dance, and I was like, no, I have to do this stuff with my life.
You're like, this is
Flash
fun.
forward, I do the singing to acting and to dancing. I spin around, yell something, scream a little note, smile, and people do a little golf clap. And that's what I do for a living.
Yeah, I just I like the animal thing. Again, oceans always fascinate me. Uh, like I don't know, something about the just that they're so big. I think that's what's really cool. Like and I love games that feature like underwater exploration. Like I don't know if you've ever played Subnautica, but the whole thing is you
Oh,
basically your ship blows up and you crash land on an alien planet, and it is almost completely submerged. And you explore. So it's a survival game. So you start with basically nothing but your escape pod, minimal rations, and you immediately have to start exploring to survive.
oof.
And it's really cool because they have things that you can build in the game. So eventually, you get certain like to a certain point, you can build underwater bases, which is
Mm.
cool in various biomes in it, as well as if you go deep enough, there's like really big underwater alien things. They're really cool. The creatures in it are done very well. And they also did a Subnautica Sub Zero, taking place on an ice planet, which is
Ooh.
really cool. Yeah, they put in a lot of good work on it. And I started from beta, and they just as they developed it continually, it was great, awesome, and it's totally fun.
See, once again, I have thalassophobia, so I feel like that's a horror game for me.
Well, it would be terrifying because they also have a virtual reality version, and I
But nope.
wouldn't do that for you.
Well, also like when you look at some things, they're like there are certain games like Slender Man, The Arrival. I feel like playing that, you're probably like, oh, you might jump a couple times, but they got a freaking it's VR, and I'm like looking at it, I'm like, I would literally defecate and then ascend. Like I would cease to be if I played that in VR.
Yeah, totally fair.
It's yeah, I don't know.
VR can
It
be scary. It's fun, but it can be scary.
yeah, I want it. I've only played Super Hot on it, and I felt the coolest I've ever felt in my life.
Yo, Super Hot's great.
Superhot's thebomb.com.
It's so much fun. They've got a few ones on it. But shifting away from gaming,
Yeah.
so I'm a big Disney nerd, so I was happy when I got a few questions that were Disney themed. So today, all three of mine are Disney related. So the first one is old Disney better, like actually better than current Disney, or do we just like slash prefer it because of nostalgia?
I'm gonna honestly, uh, I'm gonna say old Disney's better, but I'm the type of person where I will just kick back and like I'm in my, I'm in my harem pants, backwards cap, baggy shirt, tattoos, feeling cool, too cool for school, and I sit down and I'll throw on some like Jackson C. Frank, Donny Hathaway, the Ink Spots, the Supremes. In my opinion, you just can't beat the classics. And whether that's a bit of nostalgia or it's just like, I love the grainy textures. I love the sound when you can when you're listening to old music and you can hear the
Hmm.
little crackle. Like it for me, oh, you can't it just chef's kiss. It's you can't beat the classics in my opinion.
I agree. It depends. Like for the most part, I would say I am all for the classics. I'm not a fan of all the remakes because they seem to be doing the remakes with inferior quality. Like the new Lion King, it's just a rehashing of the old one, and with better graphics, of course. But there's something about it. Like I really liked the charm of the original. The voice actors, I'm a huge fan of. Not to sort of poo-poo anybody who voice acted in the new one, but it just wasn't Lion King. Like for example, Beyonce's part, like "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" was not a duet. It was
Mm.
Beyonce riffing, and you barely noticed the person who voiced Simba. And like Beyonce, all the power to her, all the talent, fantastic woman. But it was just basically her wanking for "Can You Feel the Love Tonight," and Simba sort of participated. Like it just there are aspects to it that I just was not as in love with as the original.
Yeah.
Uh, I wish they had have stayed a little bit more true to the original. I get you want to like amp it up and zhuzh it up because it's this new thing, but I found it fell short because of that. And then I also look at Mulan, and now this is a remake, and all of the problematic things that are coming out about Mulan. Like, for example, in
Oh, there
Mulan,
are.
oh yeah, I'm boycotting it. Many people are.
Oh,
We
I
had a
didn't know.
conversation of that right now, or earlier in before rehearsal, um, with several people of um, a couple different background racial backgrounds as well about it, and across the board, it was like no, because one, um, it was an all-white creative team, so there's the problem of telling another culture's story being all white people. That's problematic to me. It is not your story to tell, so hire the right people to tell the story. Disney has the money, they have the ability to source people who are of that culture, so do it. Um,
Mhm.
on top of that, they filmed in and supported the area of China where they are literally committing a genocide right now of Muslim people. They have killed, the Chinese government has officially killed more Muslims than Hitler killed people in all of World War II. And yet we're doing nothing about it. And yet Disney fully supported them by filming in that region and supporting that region. Additionally,
It's not good.
the woman who plays Mulan has been vocally supportive of the government and the police who are violently dealing with the protests in I can't remember which city right now, and it's just like everything involved in it is problematic. Um,
See, I didn't know all that stuff. I was just like, Leah Salonga's not in it, so I'm like,
yeah,
I adore her.
oh, I love Leah Slonga too.
She,
And
yeah.
I've talked to several people
Oh my God, I
who
thought you were gonna say you talked to her, and I started bouncing up and down like a toddler about to get Cheerios.
oh
They're
gosh, I
like,
wish.
there are a few people that if I spoke to, I would get super excited. Like her, the guy in Donkey Kong Quest for the Crystal Coconut. If I met him, the guy that goes, "Oh banana," I would probably cry. Like, so there's a few actors that I would like. Just little tears would wiggle down my face.
Oh, 100%. And I mean, that's the thing, is that I've actually talked to several friends in my life who have Asian heritage, even though they're not all Chinese, but they do have Asian heritage. And pretty much without missing a beat, every single one has explained how and why they're boycotting Mulan. And I went, yes, that is valid, and I stand with you, because I think that we need to stop telling other cultures' stories, and we need to, as an industry at all levels, need to be so much more conscientious of who we support when we choose to film somewhere. Like, I get it, it's a movie based in China, so you film in China, but you also have to look at what China's doing right now and how horrible they are uh, in how they're treating their own people. Um, that's not okay. So we shouldn't support them. We should not be giving them more money and producing there when they're killing, millions of people. That's wrong, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that's my opinion on it. So
Well, I think here's I'm gonna lay it down flat and straight for you.
I
Like
don't do
like
straight.
get oh shit, then I can't say anything. I think don't here's a little everybody just sit down, put down your orange juice, put down your little snack sized cookies for a second. Sit and listen. It would do a little jingle. Don't be mean to other people. Come on, just don't do it. If you want to hurt somebody, just don't do that. Don't say the mean things. Don't do the bad things. Just anytime you want to do that, think about things that make you happy. Butterflies, a nice warm cocoa on a cold evening, listening to Quick Call an Adult featuring Logan Hickey and Robertson Wickens, also known as. No, I'm not going to do that again. Think of things that make you happy, and then just don't be a dick.
Now,
That's my quote.
I do
Pop
have
it, shove it, kick it, lick it, don't lick it.
what?
Sorry,
Why are we licking things?
I was rhyming. It worked. You know what else works?
What?
My second question, which funny enough is coming up right now. So,
Oh,
uh,
I wasn't finished with Disney.
Oh, you weren't finished with Disney?
No, I was just gonna say one more thing.
Oh, go for it.
um, I was just gonna say that though I prefer the old ones over like the remakes, I do really like a lot of the new content. Like Moana, I loved Moana.
Moana's wonderful.
Moana was a fantastic movie, as well as Frozen 2. Like, I think that Disney, with their newer movies, their newer original content, great. Love it. But the remakes, please stop unless you absolutely know that you can knock it out of the park.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I get they're trying to appeal to new folks who are being introduced to those stories, but they're also trying to appeal to the older generation who loves them. And look at what's going on with Toy Story. Toy Story, dude, great sequels. Not doing remakes. They're continuing in the franchise and they're just upping their game every movie. And I think they're done now after 4. That, good production. Rehashing the old stories and doing it poorly, or doing it not poorly because they're not bad quality, but they're doing it to a lesser quality of the original, even though they're like graphic upgrades and more money. Stop, please. Come up with some more new ideas, or ensure that the right people are working on the projects.
I just add lightsabers.
Lightsabers to everything.
You own Star Wars, add lightsabers to everything. It'll make
Exactly.
everything 10 times cooler. Or just add Robertson.
That being said, Disney, I really do love you as a producing giant. And if you're listening to this, if you, Disney, are listening to this, know that I really do appreciate and love a lot of the content you put out. Like, it's true. Disney's got a huge place in my heart, and I firmly believe that we will be ruled by Disney overlords someday because they just keep purchasing more and more
The mouse.
things.
The mouse.
Right? We're going to be one nation under mouse. Like, but now
Disney, if you're
segue.
listening, make me an alien.
Yep.
That's all or a Disney princess, one or the other. I'd be happy either way. So, question: what is the most recent moment where you looked around for a second and you're like, "Ah, shit, I'm an adult. This is cool."
Ooh, I'm an adult. This is cool. Probably getting my new job. I just like. I have a Joe job now that I really enjoy and appreciate, with a boss who really wants me on board, which is nice, and hears me when I talk about the direction of the department that I'm head of. And I'm really excited at starting at the ground level, sort of with it, and seeing where it grows. To me, that's very adult because it could potentially be a parallel career for me, which is really exciting. To be my average Joe job is what I mean when I say Joe job, for those who are not in the performance industry. I'm really excited about that aspect to it, and that makes me feel an adult, like an adult.
Yee. True. I'm gonna be honest, like, it happens so much while I'm teaching, and I love it. I'll just look around at all these just like tiny, eeny, weeny, little babies, and I'm just like, this is cool. I'm an adult. You're listening to me. It does get kind of scary when I left the room and I came back in, and they were like, Robertson, we've been working on something. Quick, come look at this. And I was like, what's up? And they all like, watch, we're you. And then they do like these really like these sick poses. They put up peace signs and go, that's dope. And it was one of the proudest moments of my life.
You're proud papa.
But no, seriously, I do. I am very lucky that I teach some of the greatest students that are possibly out there. Shout out to my students. If you're listening to this right now,
turn it
you
off.
You should not be. Yeah, you should
turn it off.
Go
tell your parents.
Do your homework. Review your dances. Don't listen to me say these foul things.
Don't listen to these two jackasses.
But if you are listening, hello, and go do your homework.
Welcome.
Well, welcome. Goodbye. Go practice.
Thank you for coming. Now go away. Like, thank you for showing up. We appreciate the support, but goodbye.
Yeah. Tell your family and friends about it.
Speaking of kids, because this just totally goes back to my childhood and yours as well, which is better, original?
If I had children.
Do you have children? Which is better, original Disney Channel or original Nickelodeon?
Ooh, Nickelodeon. I gotta say, because like when I'm thinking,
Yeah.
there's like you can't. I know everyone's like, but Corey in the house, sweet like sweet life of Zach. Oh my god, I can't even talk. That's So Raven, freaking like all of the like sick Disney shows. But like honestly, every day when I came home and I had a rough day of just like doing the addition, doing the subtraction, learning how to tell the difference between an animal and another person in science class. Like it was a hard day. I would go home, I'd flick on the television after I'd finished my homework. Mama and Papa taught me well, and I would 99% out of like 30 would choose Nickelodeon over Disney.
I do. You know what? There's a lot of great Disney that I would watch. Like I would watch Proud Family. Love Proud Family.
Oh yeah.
They tackled so many hard topics in Proud Family that I think like I think like fundamentally was a great thing to have. You had a non-white family on the screen interacting with at times even racism. Like it was a good exposure to how to deal with that and basically how not to be an asshole in a cartoon. Like they had a lot of deep topics that were great. We also had That's So Raven, which I freaking love. Raven was so sassy, and I loved her friend Chelsea. There's a one episode where Chelsea's stuck in a tree and she keeps singing, and her teacher yells at her, and it's freaking hilarious. I don't know why. I just really like That's So Raven. But with Nickelodeon as well, like I loved Rugrats. Rugrats was awesome. Like I
Is
would go
dope.
between the both. If I had to choose, I would say I probably resonated more with original Disney Channel because I would watch like the Timon and Pumbaa show, the Aladdin
Mm,
show, both amazing. Proud Family, Kim Possible, That's So Raven, Sweet Life. Like I watched all of those and I loved all of those. So I would have to go with Disney, though I do give Nickelodeon massive props because
mm.
Nickelodeon also had some phenomenal content. But
Yeah,
the unsung heroes, I think, of the Great White North, though, is we had some weird as shit Canadian child
I loved
shows.
all of it.
like
I ate that shit up.
like Big Comfy Couch. What was another one? Nanaland. Oh my god. Nanaland was. Did you ever watch Nanaland?
Ratzer.
Right there. Like that's the only thing I remember her ever saying because everything else is basically gobbledygook. But
Just her going like, oh,
like, and then
oh.
her to her dog. Like,
Oh, that reminds me. I
oh,
got. I wouldn't consider that. I got a message, and someone says that apparently very frequently during these episodes, I make the Wind Waker shopkeeper. Oh, apparently I do that a lot.
yeah, I see it. I can see that.
Yeah. So whoever sent me that, shout out to you. Now I'm very aware of it. So thanks.
Well, and since we're doing a little bit of a shout out moment, it's a great opportunity to say we got really surprised last night and really excited because
Okay.
I was looking at the stats of our episodes and how we're doing and where we're reaching. We have a listener because it said 2 unique downloads, so I'm assuming that it's the same person recurring episodes. So we have a listener in Russia. Like, what the hell? We've hit Russia. And we have a
Right.
listener in Spain, which I'm like reading both of those. I was like, damn, okay. Like, I get it. We have some in the US, which is awesome. Thank you to our US followers. We love you. Same with Canada. Like, everybody in Canada, awesome. We figured we would get them from there. And shout out to my friend Chad in Barbados, who listens every week as well. We have a lot of. Uh, like a surprising amount of listeners in a short period of time, literally across the globe. So huge shout out to everybody. Thank you so much. This is episode 7 and we are very happy about it.
Right. Y'all are cute. That's all I gotta say. Y'all are adorable. Look in
Well,
the mirror. Give yourself a wink.
and can
You
you
deserve it.
believe that it's been 41 days now, or 40 days or 41 days since we started?
That's crazy.
That's so
Also, I
cool.
want to do another shout out. I have siblings, and so that was a
That's
weird
all
way
the
to
shout out
start.
is. I have
That's
siblings.
it. I have siblings. Peace. No, my sister surprised me with my whole family. My sister designed it, and then my whole family got in on it. Designed mugs for Quick Call an Adult, and it is the cutest dingo dango thing. And like, absolute shout out to them for doing that. That was the cutest thing. I may or may not have teared up a little bit because it was the sweetest dang thing that you ever did see.
The mugs
And
are cool.
by the time this comes out, there will be a post about it, and you can take little sneaky peekies. And if people start liking it, hey, we could start making it a thing. But yeah, she's got some sick designs for stuff. So shout out to my Jean-Claude fam family.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah, because obviously I don't talk to your family because we've never talked, but I too.
I mean, you can if you want.
That's very true. I too say thank you very much. When Robertson showed me the pictures, I got very excited. There's even a picture of Bigfoot with a yarmulke on his head, and it says "Join the cult," which
It's
makes me
amazing.
very happy. So I think we definitely want to down the road have some merch with like "Quick join our cult" on it.
Oh yeah,
that would be really fun. I think maybe T-shirts. We could do T-shirts.
Forgive my language, but they'd be cute as heck.
We ever do a live show, we'll get some T-shirts going, and we'll really get the cult going. It'll be a thing.
If we do a live show, I will personally.
Personally.
Yeah, I don't know what that meant. I need to. I don't know where that came from. There's. I got like a tapeworm or something. But like, I will personally.
Totally unrelated to mental function whatsoever. But
it's worm. Every now and then it tries to speak through my mouth, and then we can't both talk at the same time.
Ew, that's a gross image.
That's how they work, right? Anyway, shout out to all those out there that have tapeworms. That sucks. But if we do live shows, I will personally wink and smize at every single person that comes.
That'd be great. I mean, that'd be so cool.
We will have a VIP ticket where if this all down the line, there will be a VIP ticket where I will hold your hand genuinely at some point.
Love it.
That's the only bonus. That's
I think it would be so cool to go to like one of those podcasts, like it's like Fan Expo, like one of those podcast cons. I think that'd be awesome.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
I believe now it is your question, my friend.
Yes, it is. Quite. So question number 3, drum roll, is what is, wow. Sorry, I worded this like a toddler. The hell did I write? Oh yeah. So when you were growing up, you were a little baby. You're just a little munchkin, a little tater tot, and you're about to be a spud.
We have to edit this. Please.
Don't challenge me. When you were a tiny tater, what did you imagine being an adult would be like that once you became one, you realized it's so different?
I thought I would have money.
That's too real. That
full stop. I
so
thought I would
real.
have the money to buy the things that I want, and now I'm like, I don't have the money to put a roof over my head. So thank you. Shout out to my family who are housing me right now rent free.
Shout out to toddler Logan. You're gonna learn some things.
Toddler Logan woke up and went, oh fuck, can we go back in time, please? I'm still looking for the time machine so I can change all that.
Okay, what did I think? I feel like I don't know. I think that one of the big things is I thought
what did you just say?
I don't know.
I think it sounded like I fart.
Yeah, I fart more as an adult than I thought I was going to. But jokes aside, what I genuinely thought I was going to want. How do I put this? It was when I was a kid and I started and I had the dreams of being an actor and I had the dreams of being like a movement artist and stuff like that. I always dreamed of being on a big stage, and I dreamed of quickly getting commercials, getting movies, stuff like that. And then I became an adult, and I was like, I don't really want that. Like, I just want to be doing work that means something to me and doing it with people that mean something to me.
Mm.
And being in the doing the bigger shows and bigger stuff, it was like, it honestly isn't always as fulfilling as being a pirate on a boat and being teaching classes and running around as a little demon in indie films. Like, it's so much more fulfilling just doing the random weird side stuff. And I love the little niche community I'm in right now. And but as a kid, I totally was like, I want to do Broadway, I want to do Hollywood. And then looking at it now, I'm like, that would be so freaking stressful. I'm good where I'm at.
we
Maybe
also
one day, but
we also romanticize in this industry a lot. Like we romanticize a lot about being in a movie or on that big stage or whatever. But what people forget is that, and I find this goes a lot unnoticed by the general public when it comes to fine arts folks, you don't realize actually how much hard work is in the industry. Right, what people always see is they'll see the hopefully polished stage show, or they'll see the movie, the after the fact. You don't really, the general public in general doesn't know all the different like all the different things. Like, for example, I've talked to people who've been on Broadway, and they've essentially said that unless you are the star, like the title star, the big ticket person, usually you're in very cramped dressing rooms that sometimes have rodents running around in them. Like, they're not very well maintained. So
a little
I've talked to a few.
intermission snack.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I've talked to a few people who have been on Broadway for more like for multiple shows, and essentially they've said that it's very much not disheartening, but it's anticlimactic. That's the word that I want to use. You're still on Broadway, and there is a certain amount of fame and notoriety to that, including if you are on Broadway, there's a chance to get a Tony. That's pretty damn cool. So there is a certain
That's
level
dope.
of prestige, but we often paint things to be far more extravagant and bigger than what they actually are. Now, that being said, anybody who's gone to Broadway, I am not taking that away from you. It takes fucking talent to get there. Um, and it is hard to get there.
Oh,
But
voice crack. Sorry, I just hit puberty.
but we also have to remember that um, doing what feeds your soul as an artist is far more important than and will get you farther in the industry than just doing it for the award or doing it to be able to say that you're on Broadway,
Yeah.
right? Like, it's just find what you can to nurture your soul, because uh, whether or not you believe in a soul, you only live one life, right? So why the hell not live something that gives you joy? Like,
Yeah.
don't
And
work
to
at a
all the
job that you hate doing.
Yeah, to the and another big thing I think, and like a very powerful thing I learned in the industry is, it's like that decision I made where because I was in the mindset of like, if I'm not doing a show that's a big name, then I'm nobody in the industry. And it was a big decision to be like, no, I don't want to do big name stuff anymore, because it was just it was competitive, it was negative. And this is just my experience. I know people have very positive experiences with it. I was not enjoying it, and it started to become work. And now that I've found these side gigs, dancing with my friends, filming stuff with my friends, teaching and directing, choreographing for my friend, like doing anything, like I love every single project I work on now, and it just is so wonderful. And some of the people there too are so freaking talented that
Mm.
like they could easily be getting to Broadway, but like they are so happy with what they do. So just because, shout out to artists out there, just because you're not on Broadway, just because you're not doing big name stuff and maybe people aren't stopping you in the street, doesn't lessen your talent, doesn't lessen who you are. The only thing that matters is if you are in a place where you are genuinely proud of the work you were doing and
Mm-hmm.
that's it. Because
Mm-hmm.
realistically, it's like tattoos. And wait, before y'all roll your eyes, I know they're already mid-roll, but listen to this. One of the best pieces of advice I got was when I was discussing my back piece, because it's quite big. I wanted to make sure the placement was perfect, and I asked one of the people, "Will it be weird if it comes up onto my shoulder blades like this?" And the person said, "Well, you're the one who's going to be waking up with it every day, so it should realistically, does it bother you? Because if not, then it shouldn't matter because the tattoo's only ever for you."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So in life, you're the only person that's got to wake up like with all of the work that you've done. And if you can wake up and say you're proud of it, then that's all that matters, because you should genuinely just be doing it for you.
Yep.
Boom, drop the mic, 360, double backflip, land in the splits. That's how you do it. Motivation and goofs and giggles.
Yep. 100%.
I need to put my
100%.
coffee down.
Like, I know that, like, for me, I couldn't do a desk job. I couldn't do a 9 to 5 in an office job. It's soul destroying to me. Some people, great, do it if that gives you joy. Just don't give up on what you want to do and what gives you joy just because of the money. Money comes, money goes. Right?
Yeah.
Like jobs will come and go. But if you are doing something that drains your soul, you're not living. And do you really want to spend decades doing something that hurts you? Um, and then feel like you've missed out on life. Maybe that's just the way I see it, but I'm like, I love what I'm doing. Yeah, okay, sure, I've got a lot of student debt, and I've had some negative mental health days because of that. But at the end of the day, I love my Joe job, and I love performing. That alone gives me a lot of joy and a lot of forward momentum.
Yeah, you're the only one that got to live with you, so might as well make yourself a nice roommate in that little cozy little bachelor apartment in your brain.
It's like you're
And
advocating for having it like a second personality. Like,
you know what? There's a little goblin that lives in my brain. His name's Rob. Robertson's the one you see, but the little goblin's there.
it's okay. We all go a little mad sometimes.
We all have our little goblins. No, and like also another shout out to my students. I'm gonna do a big they don't know this is coming. But I'm doing a big positivity day on Thursday. So this is just something that's been on my mind a lot. Because some of them are very good at tearing themselves down, and I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I am very, it gets me angry
Mm-hmm.
when I see these phenomenal these growing little, just like they're like little mini adults, but they're shooting themselves in the foot before they even have a chance to start the race. And I'm like, stop it.
I mean,
Anyway,
helping kids gain a sense of self worth is really important. I think you're doing a good job of it because right
oh,
now
you're
the
kind.
world's a little bit scary and people are a little bit more down on themselves than normal. So I say 110%. Like, do that. Help lift them up because that's thankless work. Truly.
Yeah. Well, it just the way I look at it is it's just like they're all so cool, but they don't see it. I'll
Mm-hmm.
be damned if I ain't gonna like I'm gonna believe it for them till they believe it themselves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make them know. I started. Sorry, this is a side tangent, but I started doing it in class, and Logan can attest that I now do it in every single walk of my life. Where when my student says something bad about themselves, I will point at them and I will yell at them, and I will, well, not yell. This makes me sound like a bad teacher, but I'm like, hey, no negative self-talk. And they're like, what? And I was like, I don't care. There is no negative self-talk in my class. You do not talk about my student that way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get mad in like 2 seconds here, so you better stop that. And they're like, all right, no negative self-talk. I'm like, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Only pirouettes, no negativity. And I've had some parents say some stuff to them. I yelled at the parents for it. I yell at my friends for it now. I've
Mm-hmm.
literally
Me
said
too.
something to cashiers. It's becoming ingrained in my system. So if you're listening to this right now and you're having negative self-talks, don't make me come over there, because I will come over there and I will yell at you.
Be
There's
happy,
no
damn
negative
it.
self-talk while I'm around.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be happy all the time, but you don't. You like other people might come into your life and be jackasses to you, but you don't need to be a jackass to yourself.
Yeah, there you go. And like, yeah, you'll have bad days, but the sum is greater than the parts.
Hmm.
So take that. You are wonderful. You are. Look at you. Just take a look at yourself. You're a cutie. Fucking pop that hip out. I see you're starting to smile. Keep that smile going. Look at that. Look at you go. You're just a little sweetie boo. I see it. I see it, and I'm gonna see it until you see it. So just give yourself a little wink, a little pat on the back. Look at you and be like, I'm pretty dope. Cause you dope.
What we just learned, what we just learned is that Robertson is actually Santa Claus, and he sees you when you're sleeping and knows when you're awake.
I know if you've been cute or not. So just know that when I say you a cutie, I mean it. I don't know what the
Oh,
hell that was.
speaking of cute, another Disney question, and my last question of the day. I think we're getting better at these segues. I could be wrong,
Well, you have to when you're with us.
but like, what's a segue?
I don't
This
know.
is an important one.
Okay, I'm ready.
Favorite Disney movie?
Oh, that's a toughie. I'm gonna okay. Different ones for different things. I almost said different strokes for different folks. So that's not right. Uh, different. See, here's the thing. They're like, wait, Hercules was a Disney movie, right?
Yeah, Hercules was. Did you really just ask if Hercules was Disney?
Okay, I think this is. I'm gonna real talk here. Everybody, cross your legs, put your fingers, lean back in your chairs, and get ready to be disappointed in me. I'm very bad when it comes to Disney. I've seen a lot of them, but I'm just very bad at it. So I'm trying to be careful that I'm not naming a Pixar movie here because the two of them just kind of mesh together in my brain. Um, oh, actually, because you can't like Mulan, the music, mwah. Hunchback of Notre Dame, the music, mwah. It's just like you can't beat out there. Well, he's up on the it's like it's, ooh, uh, and like Hercules, amazing. You get little Danny DeVito running around. It's amazing. But I will say, because otherwise I could be nattering on about movies I love forever. Christopher Robin, Disney produced. I was in a theater full of children, and I openly wept multiple times. The children were getting really freaked out. There was just this big guy at the back of the theater weeping.
Hey, fuck toxic masculinity. Boys can cry.
It Boys can cry, boys can twirl, and boys can pop their hips and give a little wink. Like we, which is apparently my theme for today, I guess.
Give a little wink.
Um, pop your hip and get a little wink. You're allowed to be sassy. Who says you can't be? But
Give a little wink will be the title of this one,
give a little. Oh, that's so cute.
right?
But yeah, I gotta say, like Christopher Winnie the Pooh means a lot to me. I absolutely adore it. If you just read even just a little bit of it to me, I will start getting emotional. It is the best, and it just like, um, it always makes me think of my grandparents, who I'm very close to and I look up to, and absolutely adore them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was a really breathy burp. I'm sorry about that. Ruined the moment, but yeah, and Winnie the Pooh connects that with me. And I read it all the time as a kid. I would watch all the little things as a kid. And so it just, as an adult, it brings up a lot of really warm, fuzzy feelings. And it breaks down that wall and it makes me weep.
It's funny that you said poo because I literally just right before our recording session saw a meme of Winnie the Pooh that was very touching to me.
Oh,
And it was Piglet and Pooh, and it says, uh, Pooh, what's the hardest thing you've had to say to Piglet? And Winnie replies with, help. And I just went, oh, my heart, because it's true. We don't ask for help when we need it usually, because we're like, I can weather this storm alone, but we're greater than the sum of our parts.
exactly.
Boom. This is philosophy and self help corner with Robertson and Logan.
This is positiva to the T. Make sure you sit down and get ready to hear how great you are because I love you. I can tell you that much for free. If you want to hear a bit more, you gotta pay a little bit. I'm kidding. But No, it's just, I'm getting a Winnie the Pooh tattoo that I am so excited about. Um, and so I'm gonna have a bunch of really intense, badass tattoos, and then a little Pooh Bear, and
That
I'm
that
so excited for it.
that takes a lot of chutzpah to get poo on you.
I'm gonna get so much.
Speaking of poo, what's your last question? Wait, no, you
My
started. Did
yeah,
you
I
have
did
another
know.
question?
Do we have another question? I can think. Actually,
No, that was it. I had the last question.
oh yeah, look at that!
Holy shit stacks. Let's
Holy, slap me on the
here.
ass and call me Charlie.
Hi Charlie.
Hey.
I had a couple extra
Oh,
notes. Oh, here we go. This is a little bit ahead of its time because Christmas is several months away, but this can be our fun bonus question.
bonus question. Sorry, that might have
Bonus
been loud.
round. You had to
Da
hit
da da
up.
da.
You had to hit up, down, left, right, start, or AB start to get to this.
Run into your living room, do a couple jumping jacks, and run back.
And that'll be when the segue is over and the question will have been started. How drunk is too drunk at a family Christmas party?
Oh. If you're starting to spill your deepest, darkest secrets, your deepest,
If you
your
start to
deepest,
pronounce
darkest.
if you if you start to pronounce deepest as deekest, you should probably stop drinking.
See, I will say one of the great parts about me being me, because one of the great things about being me is that I don't talk properly genuinely. So if I do start getting a bit like woohoo tipsy, people can't tell because I'm still just talking like an idiot. Sorry, no negative self-talk, but I say idiot in the nicest way. I'm still talking like a little baby who's figuring out how to talk and breathe at the same time. So people can't tell that I am getting intoxicated.
Just ask,
No,
just ask my vocal coach. Oh, dog's borking.
dog.
That's Hawkeye for all of our listeners. That is my three-legged rescue dog that we rescued from Manitoba. We actually got him from a rescue society. They rescued him from Manitoba. His name is Hawkeye. He was the first dog to come across from Manitoba in a program called Hobos and Highway Heroes, which is basically dogs who can't fly, can't be flown out because of usually medical issues. They hitchhike with
I was gonna say dogs normally can't fly.
right.
But
They hitchhike with truckers to
ooh,
Ontario
that's
and to
cute.
various other rescue agencies. So that's super exciting.
Shout out to animal rescue. I gotta say, just quickly on that note, my family rescues a lot of animals, and they. I think it's a very special thing, a very wonderful thing. I now have a mini zoo back home in Edmonton where oh God, I'm trying to think. On average, my family will have about 15 pets at a
Holy
time,
crap.
and all of them are rescue. We have three-legged animals. And oh yeah, it's just the cutest little. We've had rabbits, birds, dogs, fish, cats. We had a mealworm farm at one point. Yeah, it's pretty cool what my family does back home. Shout out to them if you're listening. Hey,
If you're listening, when
you
you
know
listen
me.
to this, you are
When you
very
listen to
much
this,
appreciated.
yeah, you guys are appreciated. Yeah. Also, I can't remember if I said this. My mom called me one day and she's like, is there something wrong? I was like, no, why? She goes, well, are you mad at us for something? And I said, no. Why? And she goes, you're always nice to us on the podcast. Why aren't you making fun of us anymore? And I was like, I mean, I can make fun of you. So I'm just going to say, mama, papa, brother, sister,
You
uh,
smell.
you smell like ham. You like half the time you breathe mid sentence, and it makes me feel like there's something going on in your life I should be worried about. Like, stop breathing with your mouth open and tuck your quivering bottom lip in and just stop being. I'm gonna stop.
Oh my god, that's so mean.
No, they're gonna call me and be like, "That was funny."
Wickens family, I adore you.
Nah, y'all are pretty cool, but y'all smell. So
I will also shout out my fam jam because thank you for letting me live here rent free.
Shout out for my family for still pretending I'm a part of the family and not just telling everyone once I moved away we didn't have another child.
Robertson doesn't exist. Who's
What?
Robertson? I don't have a
Who?
kid.
What? No, that was
Uh,
just some guy that was in the basement. We don't know who that was.
for my Christmas response, though, I would say if your grandmother has to tuck you into bed, you're probably too drunk.
That sounds very specific.
Yeah, I've never had it happen, but that's what I'm going with. If your grandmother has to tuck you into bed because you can't,
Fair.
maybe stop.
I've set myself as being the little the little shit that just won't quit. So like, I feel like if I did, everyone would just be like, well, he's the freaking middle one, so let's just put up with it.
Yep. Well, from one firstborn to a middleborn child, this has been Quick Call an Adult. Thank you for tuning in. I'm the Grudge.
It's spooky month.
Please like and follow and enjoy and email us at quick.callanadult@gmail.com if you would like to send us some kind words or funny dad jokes or questions that you want answered on this podcast. We are down to hear it all.
Yeah. Message the Facebook event group place and
Facebook
just like
page.
send us your feelings, send us your, if you just want to say hey, if you want us to call, if you want a little pep talk, we'll give it to you. We're here for you and for us because we find this fun too. Also, seeing as it is spooky month, start sending those spooky questions.
Spooky Mormon hell dream. Bye.
Spooky, scary, call an adult, send shiver down your spine. Sit and toes and so toodles.
Bye.
Bye.